what's the idea here? As the price decreases, quantity demanded increases. But if we look at total revenue, it first increases when demand is inelastic, and it reaches to maximum point when the elasticity is 1. And then as the price decreases, the total revenue decreases since elasticity is inelastic. So we reflect this story in this graph. So what is the best price to get maximum revenue? So Fawzan should set a price of 5.5 per unit, and he should produce 11. So if he set the price 5.5, the quantity demanded will be 11. He can sell 11 units. So he can get maximum total revenue. So see here, as price decreases and demand is elastic, total revenue increases. And then it reaches to maximum point when the elasticity equals to 1. And then since demand is inelastic, as the price decreases, total revenue decreases. So when demand switches from being elastic to inelastic, at this point, total revenue get maximum point and the elasticity equals to 1. What else? Also, there are more information. So see here, assume Fawzan producing perfume, and perfume demand for perfume is elastic. So as he decreases the price, total revenue will increase. So it's better for Fawzan, who produces perfume, to decrease the price. And see here, if he increases the price from 9 dirhams to 10 dirhams, total revenue will decrease. So it's not good for Fawzan to increase the price of perfume or shampoo. See here, when demand is inelastic, if you decrease the price, from 4 to 3, total revenue will decrease. So it's not good to decrease the price for bread, for example. But if you increase the price for necessary product, such as bread or petrol, total revenue will increase. So, okay, before I leave this point, to get maximum total revenue, look at the demand curve. When demand switches from being elastic to inelastic at point B, we will reach maximum revenue, and this is the optimal price, and the producer should produce Q apostrophe. So I think it's difficult for you, even I try to make it simple, it's difficult for you to control the information which I explained. So these 3 slides, coming 3 slides, will help us. What is total revenue? It is the price times the quantity. If the price 10 dirhams and Fawzan produced 2 units, so 10 times 2, it is 20 dirhams total revenue. And here we learned from the law of demand the negative relationship between quantity demanded and its price. As the price increases, quantity demanded will decrease. As the price decreases, quantity demanded will increase. But the question now, what will happen to total revenue if we increase or decrease the price? It depends on the elasticity. So let's start with inelastic demand curve. For example, for bread, if the price increases for bread, quantity demanded will decrease. What will happen to total revenue? Think about which factor, price or quantity, is stronger. Since demand is inelastic, 5 divided by 10 equals 0.5. So the percentage change in quantity is smaller than percentage change in the price. So the price is a stronger factor. total revenue will follow the stronger factor. This is the idea. Let's go to elastic demand. For example, perfume. If the price increases for perfume, quantity demanded will decrease. Which factor is stronger? Since demand is elastic, let's say 30 divided by 10. The percentage change in quantity 30%, percentage change in price 10%. The elasticity is 3 more than 1, demand is elastic. So total revenue will follow the stronger factor, the quantity, because percentage change in quantity is higher than percentage change in the price if the demand is elastic. So if Fawzan increases the price for perfume, total revenue will decrease. But if he increases the price of bread, total revenue will increase. So again, let's go to perfume again. If Fawzan decreases the price of perfume, quantity demanded will increase. What will happen to total revenue? Which factor is stronger? So since demand is elastic, percentage change in quantity is higher than percentage change in the price. For this reason, demand is more than 1, such as 30% and 10%. So total revenue will follow the stronger factor. So here, the quantity will increase faster than the decrease in the price. For this reason, total revenue will increase. So it's better for Fawzan to decrease the price of perfume. Let's go back to bread. If he decreases the price, quantity demanded will increase. Since demand is inelastic, the percentage change in quantity is smaller than percentage change in the price because the elasticity is less than 1, such as 5% or 0.5, sorry. So here 5% and the price, the change in the price 10%. So the stronger factor is the price. Total revenue will follow the price. So this is better for you. Also, you can get the information from the table. You can get the information of the table or keep the shape of the curve in your mind. It will help you. So if we decreases the price and demand is inelastic, total revenue will increase. But if you increases the price, demand is inelastic, total revenue will decrease as we coming back. So the curve will help you to memorize all the information. Last slide for today, because I need to check your understanding whether you can answer such a question in the midterm exam. So now I said goods are different in their elasticities. Demand for perfume is elastic, demand for bread is inelastic. So the first factor affecting price elasticity of demand is the degree of necessity of the product. So in general, demand for luxurious products tends to be elastic. Demand for necessary products tends to be inelastic. So demand for bread is inelastic because it is necessary. If the price increased, there will be slight decrease in quantity because we need to consume a given amount of bread. But think about also, if the price of bread increased, the quantity, if the price of bread decreases, the quantity demanded also will increase a little bit. Why? Because initially we purchase enough bread, so we don't need to double. The matter is different for perfume. If the price of perfume increased, there will be sharp decrease in quantity because it is not necessary. And we have limited income. Our income is constant. So if luxurious products become so expensive, we will purchase much lower. But if the price of perfume decreased, the quantity will increase much faster. So, for example, I purchase one bottle of perfume, but if there is a decrease in the price, I may purchase two. So there is a huge increase in quantity demanded. So when I say demand is elastic, percentage change in quantity is higher than percentage change in the price, regardless of the sign, regardless whether the price increases or decreases. But there are some other factors affecting the price elasticity of demand. The first point, availability of substitutes. So if a product has good substitutes or alternatives, demand tends to be more elastic comparative to a product with no suitable alternatives. Let's take an example. If the price of banana increases, there will be huge decrease in quantity demanded. For this reason, demand is elastic. Why? Because we have good alternatives. We can purchase apples, orange, strawberry, in which their prices are still fixed or constant. But if the price of salt increases, we don't have other options. So there will be slight decrease in quantity. So for this reason, demand for salt tends to be inelastic. Demand for banana tends to be elastic. The second factor, let me go to, who would like to read the second point?
The important?
Yes.
Okay. The importance of being unimportant. When an item represents a relatively small part of our total budget, we tend to pay little attention to its price.
Okay, so it's a good example in my mind. A chewing gum, the price per piece is 1 dirham. So if the price increased by 10%, that means 10 fils, I will pay a little attention to the change in the price. Why? Because 1 dirham is so small relative to my salary, 10,000 dirhams. So there will be neglectable change in quantity. So for goods which takes a small part of our budget or salary, there will be a little change in quantity demanded. So when say a little change in quantity demanded, that means demand tends to be inelastic. What about if the cost of an item is so important relative to my budget or salary? For example, if the price of a car increased by 10% and my salary is only 10,000 and the price of the car 100,000, if it is increased by 10%, I have to pay extra 10,000. So I have to postpone purchasing a car a couple of months to save more money. For the whole country, there will be huge decrease in quantity demanded. Think also, let's exaggerate. I'm planning to buy a new apartment and suddenly the price increased by 10%. So I have to postpone purchasing the apartment maybe for 1 or 2 years to save more money or to make a new arrangement. So for the whole country, there will be a huge change or decrease in quantity demanded for real properties if the price increase. So demand tends to be more elastic if the cost of an item is important relative to our budget. Let's go to the third point, the time dimension, البعد الزمني. فوزان.
Okay. The time dimension. The elasticity of demand in the short run may be very different from the elasticity of demand in the long run. In the long run, demand is likely to become more elastic or responsive simply because households make adjustment over time and producers develop substitute goods.
Okay.
Substitute goods.
So let me think about a cylinder of gas. If the price of a cylinder of gas increases by 10%, in the short run, there will be a small change in quantity demanded. That means demand tends to be less elastic. Why? Small change to quantity demanded due to certain change in the price. Why? There is a small change in quantity demanded because I have no options, no other options. I have to consume gas to operate our oven. But in the longer run, I can purchase a new oven or consuming less gas. And big companies or the government can make research to invest in clean energy to decrease the dependence on gas or petrol. So I expect due to an increase in the price, there will be larger decrease in quantity demanded in the longer run. So demand tends to be more elastic in the longer run because households or customers can make adjustment to adjust their situation to expensive items. So let me so we reach to